Hello everyone, my name is Bhante Wade, and I'm here at Empty Cloud Monastery in the library, joined by a couple of overnight lay guests, one lay guest and a long-term lay resident, I should say. And this has been put in as a guided meditation, so that's what we'll be doing this evening. Seems to be the trend for Wednesday nights. And perhaps I'll start just with some quick announcements before we set up our meditation postures and get into the meditation. One announcement is that we had a double ordination on Saturday, October 19th, here at the monastery. So Aya Wadha was ordained as a bhikkhu, or a full monk, after about a year and a half as a novice monk. And we also ordained a samaneri, which is a female novice, as a bhikkhuni, or a full female monk, at the same time in a separate but parallel ceremony happening simultaneously. So we have now another Western bhikkhu and a Western bhikkhuni in the world, and so it was quite a wonderful occasion with many monastics coming, both male and female, some very senior monastics, both male and female, coming for the ceremony, to acting as preceptor and acting as witnesses, and many middle and junior monastics as well, totaling probably about 20 or 25 monastics at the time of the ceremony. And so it was a really wonderful occasion. Many lay people came to observe as well. And of course the lay supporters of the monastery made a tremendous amount of merit setting up for the ceremony with a tent outside and providing food for all the monastics and so on and so on. It was truly a wonderful occasion. And next we have the Katina for Empty Cloud Monastery coming up on Sunday, October 27th. The day starts off, you could say, at 11 o'clock with the meal proceedings. Anyone who would like to come to make food offerings, please arrive by about 10:30 or 10:45. If you need to cook, you'll want to arrive earlier, although the kitchen may be quite busy. And then the Katina ceremony itself will start at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon out on the front lawn. We have some people signing in their Anjalis. Jody and Geeta, hello. Very nice to see you joining. And we'll do as I mentioned, we'll do a guided meditation this evening. It says on the lower left of the screen, Bhante Wadha, but actually it's, my name is Bhante Wade Puripanyo, so just a little goof in the name, which is all right. And that's how I suppose that's how Wada will be known from now forward. Now he's been ordained as a bhikkhu, Bhante Wada. And so we can set up our meditation postures, and we've been doing this every Wednesday night for several Wednesdays in a row. And so I won't go over the meditation posture in any detail, but you can always refer to previous live streams to see some information about that. You can do the guided meditation either sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair. You could do the guided meditation in a standing posture, or even lying on the floor. And so I'll give you a moment to set up your meditation posture however you would like to practice. And we'll do a guided meditation, probably ranging somewhere between about 40 minutes and probably about 75 or 80 minutes. See how long we go, and if you find that you need to log off early, you'll probably still get some benefit from doing a shorter portion of the meditation as well. All right, to start, I'll suggest that you could close your eyes It's very customary in Theravadan Buddhism to close the eyes when meditating. But if you find this uncomfortable, or if you're drowsy, it might be better to leave your eyes open. Similarly, if you see many images or something that distracts you while your eyes are closed, it may be better to open your eyes in that case as well. And simply gaze in an unfocused way at the floor or at the wall or something like this. And then I would like you to imagine that you have a cord attached at the top of your head, and that it stretches up to the ceiling or up into the sky, gently drawing you into an upright position. And so you feel your head rise just a little bit. And the neck straighten. And the upper back straighten. And the middle back as well. And then as we go down, reaching the lower back, we allow our pelvis to tilt forward a little bit. Allow it to tilt forward so that the lower back curves in. And then we rise back up slowly through the torso. Through the upper body, and again through the neck and up to the head, and we go all the way up again to the crown of the head. And notice how the crown of the head feels. If it helps, you can lay your hand on the top of the head to make contact with the feeling there. And you can notice the sensations on the scalp. And then move inward and notice the sensations inside the crown of the head. And patiently experience them. And as you experience the sensations in the crown of the head, allow them to relax. And allow any tension there to dissipate. And we'll linger there for just a few more moments, experiencing the sensations in the crown of the head. And as we do so, allowing them to relax. All right. And then we'll move down to the forehead and notice how the forehead feels. Experience the sensations in the forehead. And allow the forehead to relax too. If the mind wanders, notice this and put down whatever the mind is picking up. Just let it go and come back again to the sensations in the forehead. And as you gently feel them, allow the forehead to relax. All right. And now we'll pay attention to the temples, or one temple or the other. And notice how they feel. And as you patiently experience the sensations there, allow the temples to loosen up and relax. We'll linger there at the temples for just another moment. And allow them to relax. All right. Next, we'll pay attention to the eyes. Gently bring your awareness to the eyes by feeling the sensations there. This knowing in the present, experiencing as it actually is. This comes before the letting go. This is the knowing that allows the heart to let go. In this case, experiencing the sensations and allowing the eyes, any tension there, to unclench. And relax. If you would like to stay with any of these areas we've been practicing with, you can. Or you can progress with me down to the lower areas of the face and notice the area around the nose, and the cheeks, and the jaw, and the areas around the mouth. Become aware of how these areas feel. And as you experience the sensations there, perhaps with some compassion, allow them to relax. And you can even allow the jaw to sag a little bit as the face relaxes. Okay, now we'd like to test our mindfulness a little bit. I'd like you to notice how your right ear feels. And see if you can stay with it for a few moments. And then switch over and experience your left ear. How does it feel? Just experiencing it. All right. Now we go around to the back of the head. And notice how the back of the head feels. You might not normally notice any feelings in the back of the head. But now that your mindfulness is more acute and you're more present, see what you feel there. See how it feels. And allow it to relax too. If the mind wanders, just let go of whatever it's picked up and gently come back to the back of the head for another moment or two, and notice how it feels. And allow it to relax. All right. Now we'll go down to the neck and the throat and experience how they feel. And allow them to relax too. You may even imagine the muscles there in the neck and in the throat. And as you inhabit the neck and the throat with your awareness, experiencing how they feel, allow the muscles there to slowly soften and relax. And we'll stay there for just another few moments with the neck and the throat. All right. And as we enter the last stages of this body scan section of the meditation, we'll go down to the tops of the shoulders. And experience how they feel. There again, you can imagine the muscles to help you stay with the experience of how they feel. Perhaps with some compassion. And let them relax too, if they will. It may take some patience. But if you can gently reside there with the tops of the shoulders, your mindfulness will grow. And you may find the tension there slowly eases out. All right, now we'll go down to the chest and notice how the chest feels. just experience in the present moment any sensations in the chest. And allow any tension there also to just dissipate. All right. Now, right there in the middle of the chest, perhaps at the front of the chest where you feel the breath rising and falling, I would like you to imagine your spiritual heart. With your sense of feeling. Imagine your spiritual heart there in the middle of the chest. And allow your heart, your spiritual heart, to slowly come down from wherever it is and come to rest in that space in the middle of the chest. And allow it to relax into that space. And come to rest there. It may seem like a flock of small butterflies. Slowly coming down and coming to rest. There together in a relaxed way in the middle of the chest. And notice how it feels there. just patiently sitting with the heart and experiencing it. And wish for yourself, may I be free of suffering. May I be free of suffering. May I be free of suffering. And sit with that wish for yourself, perhaps repeating that phrase. Gently offering this to yourself. May I be free of suffering. And let go of any suffering there in the heart. And if it will, allow it to feel good. And then allow yourself to sit, just experiencing any feelings in the heart. And then expand, if you want. Expand to noticing the greater chest area as well, and the upper torso. Or you can stay there just with the heart as you like. But if you want, you can segue to an awareness of the greater chest area. And also notice the breath. Perhaps via the expansion and contraction of the chest, or the rise and fall of the chest. And allow it to do what it will, as you are simply aware. And as it falls into a natural rhythm, we just let it do so. As it likes. As we maintain our attention on the rise and fall of the breath. By noticing the rise and fall of the chest, or just the rising and descending of the breath within the chest. And I would like you to become aware of the full breath, noticing as the breath descends, going down all the way into the abdomen. Allow the abdomen to expand. And here we may need to intentionally take deeper breaths. As you breathe in, allow the breath to go all the way down to the abdomen, and for the abdomen to expand. And then, as you breathe out, start by allowing the abdomen to contract, and then the breath to rise up and go out. And notice the whole breath. As it comes in, it goes all the way down and the abdomen expands. And then allow the abdomen to contract and the breath to rise up and go all the way out. And try to be aware of this whole process as it happens. See if you can notice all the way, from the beginning and through the middle and to the end, and then the pause, and then the beginning and the middle and the end. As you breathe in and breathe out. The breath comes in and goes all the way down to the abdomen, and the abdomen expands. And then it gently contracts, and the air rises up through the chest and then out. And if it helps you to stay with it, you may even notice the body swaying a little bit. As your body is nourished with oxygen, and make a point of being aware of the breath all the way through its cycles, coming in and descending and then rising and going out. And if it helps, you can count. Counting 1 on an in-breath and 2 on an out-breath, 3 on an in-breath, 4 on an out-breath, and so on up to 10. All right. And if you're counting, if you've gotten to 10, that's good. If not, that's okay too. We just start again on an in-breath with 1. On an out-breath we count 2. On an in-breath we count 3. And so on up to 10. And then simply start over again with 1 and count up again to 10. All right. Let's maintain our awareness of the breath. And if you haven't already, you can allow your attention to settle on a smaller area where the breath is very prominent. Perhaps there in the middle of the chest. And you can allow the breathing to settle into a natural rhythm as you maintain a keen awareness of it. It may become more subtle, and we use our mindfulness to stay with it. And then resume our counting, starting again with 1 on an in-breath, and 2 on an out-breath, and 3 on an in-breath. And then start again with 1 on an in-breath, 2 on an out-breath, 3 on an in-breath, and see if you can count every breath up to 10. This is an excellent practice in mindfulness, the staying with the breath. If you find yourself feeling drowsy, maybe open the eyes slightly and allow some light to come in. Perhaps take some deeper in-breaths, focusing especially on the in-breath to bring some more life into the body and into the mind. And if you'd like, you can take a moment to adjust your posture if you want to bring yourself up to be more erect, or move the legs, adjust the back. Notice the interest and the intention in doing so, and then slowly and mindfully move, noticing the movements one at a time as you adjust your posture. And settle in again. And then go back to the breath, mindfully noticing whether you're on an in-breath or an out-breath. And begin again counting. 1 on an in-breath and 2 on an out-breath. 3 on an in-breath and so on up to 10. And see if you can do a complete set of 10. All right. Now I would like you to become aware again of your chest, the upper torso, the sensation of the chest. See if you can feel the weight of the chest and the upper body. See if you can stay with that feeling of the weight. And then drop down into the heart. The question, what is this? This body. What is this? Just dropping that question down into the heart. This body What is this? And then, if you like, you can come back again to the breath, perhaps right there in the chest. Notice the rise and fall of the breath again. And the heart, and with your sense of feeling, experience how the heart feels. And wish for yourself, may I be happy, or may I be free from suffering. And let go of any suffering there in the heart. And if it will, allow it to feel good. Wishing, may I be happy. May I be happy. May I be happy. And see if you can stay with that theme gently, wishing yourself, may I be happy. If the mind wanders, just let go of whatever it's gotten involved with and come back to this wish. May I be happy. May I be happy. All right. Now, I'm going to slowly draw the meditation to a close. If you'd like, you can segue with me, or you can continue practicing in this way. I'm going to ring the bell 3 times. Would like to ask you to be mindfully aware, experiencing the sound as it starts and as it rises, and as it changes over time and then fades away. And then we can slowly and mindfully raise our hands and touch them palm to palm in front of our hearts out of gratitude and respect for the meditation, feeling the contact of the hands and feeling the emotions in the heart. And then we can slowly lower them again, mindfully. And if our eyes are closed, we can slowly open them. And notice how we feel. Are we calmer and more aware? Are we more grounded and clearer than we were when we started? And how is our mood? All right. We'll take a moment again to adjust our posture, and I'll see if there are any questions. If you have, we can probably take one or two questions in the time we have left. Either from those of us who are present here in the library or from those who are watching remotely, and type in questions if you have any about this meditation or about meditating in general. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in. Perhaps I'll just talk a little bit about this guided meditation. We started out with a sort of body scan style meditation, noticing the sensations in the body, and starting with the crown of the head and then progressing slowly down through the face and the head and the neck, the shoulders and into the chest, practicing knowing and letting go. It is experiencing the present reality and allowing any tension and tightness in those areas of the body to ease out. And then we became aware of the heart and allowed the heart to come to rest in the middle of the chest, and then practiced being aware of any feelings there, in letting go of any suffering with a wish, may I be free from suffering. This process of knowing and letting go with regard to the body, becoming aware successively of different areas of the body descending from the crown of the head, is a way of bringing the mind back and grounding into the body, and then getting in touch, as we did with the heart, in its seat, where the meditation masters say the heart is seated in the body, its home in the body, bringing it back there and grounding, then becoming aware of it and letting go of suffering there, before moving into mindfulness of the breath. Mindfulness of breathing is a classic meditation technique. According to tradition, they say that the Buddha was practicing breath meditation when he attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. And they say also that it is a meditation object that is suitable for all personality types. In practicing breath meditation, we're practicing a technique of the four foundations of mindfulness. So we have several different body contemplations in the four foundations of mindfulness that comprise right mindfulness of the Noble Eightfold Path. Mindfulness of breathing is one of these contemplations of the body. And it is very conducive to helping the body grow calm. Making the body calm is one of the first stages of breath meditation. And then after developing our mindfulness some with the counting of the breath, we moved into noticing the weight of the body, and then dropping into the heart the question, what is this, with reference to the body? It may have been understood as what is this weight also. This is a practice of just dropping the question into the heart, not thinking about it, and not trying to answer the question, but simply posing the question of the heart, you might say, by dropping the question into it. And some of us might have a reaction to this. either a feeling or a response or some thoughts may arise based on this, the relation to this question. And then after some time, we return to the mindfulness of the breathing, and then segue into loving kindness meditation. All right. Now we have a question from Kim. Kim says, that was wonderful. I find myself falling into ujjayi breath and have to consciously relax my throat. Is that normal? I have to admit, Kim, I'm sorry, I don't know what ujjayi refers to. Looks like maybe someone here is offering an explanation. Yes?
It's a type of yogic breathing where you open the back of your throat.
Oh, a type of yogic breathing where you open the back of your throat, and you're saying that you have to consciously relax your throat. Is that normal? Well, it's certainly sounds all right. It doesn't sound problematic in any way. When you say, is it normal? I personally don't remember having experienced that myself, and I haven't heard it spoken of before either. But it certainly doesn't sound problematic. I think we all may have different experiences of the breath, based on our histories, perhaps. For example, if you have a background in this kind of breathing, perhaps through yoga, then it might naturally trigger a kind of response like this. Oh, okay. And Kim is saying that actually it's where you constrict the back of your throat. So it's kind of the opposite of what we might have thought initially. And so it may be due to some past conditioning, perhaps, maybe that you have with yoga or something like this. And you can simply being aware of the fact that this happens. You can simply being aware when you practice breath meditation, and notice if you can kind of see this starting to happen. And if you do, if you're simply aware of the urge to do this, or the interest to do this, or of the body starting to do this, the throat starting to do this, then see what happens then. If you can simply kind of relax and be mindfully aware of it. When I say relax, I mean relax kind of mentally, not thinking about it or wondering about it or trying to either go in line with it or to not do it, for example, or oppose it or anything like this, but can you simply be aware of what's happening with the throat and the kind of the mental side of it as well, the intentions and so on, and the urges, if there are any. And see what happens if you're just mindfully aware of it. Just as we were mindfully aware of the sensations of the body and then allowed the body to relax, such as the crown of the head and the face and the shoulders, for example. I wonder if something like that might occur with the breathing, with the throat. But in any case, if you find yourself having to consciously relax your throat, that's okay as well. And we want to see if we can develop in mindfulness at the same time, by being mindfully aware and see all the kind of mental processes and emotions going on, the urges and so on as well, and the physical side of things. And in that way, then this process of the breathing can simply become another object of awareness, an object of meditation, and just be part of your meditation. As we understand that the most important thing is really the development of consistent mindfulness, awareness, really knowing what is happening in the present moment. See to what degree we can develop that. All right, then we have Amaranta typing in, Dear Bhante, recently many circumstances have been overwhelming and meditation is becoming restless. This one was hard. What do you recommend? Should I insist in metta meditation? Thank you. When you say, should you insist in metta meditation, I wonder if you mean if meditation is something you should just practice more or persist in. Well, if we address the topic of restlessness in and of itself, metta meditation certainly can help with this, but perhaps a different form of meditation is closely related to kind of the recollection of peace. Simply seeing if you can focus on the idea of, may I be calm. You may have heard me speak of this before. May I be calm. You may even try to harmonize this with the breath. So as you breathe in, you might think to yourself, may I, and then as you breathe out, be calm. And maybe try taking deeper and slower and longer breaths. This can be very relaxing. And this also can call up more mindfulness in the present moment as well. And thinking, may I be calm. Yes. And we also can another tack could be that we simply take the restlessness as an object itself of our meditation. Kind of as I was speaking of with regard to Kim's question. If we remember that the goal of the meditation is to be mindfully aware, we can kind of relax a little bit. Say we're trying to be aware of the breath, and we notice that we're restless and it's hard for us to stay with the breathing. Maybe we're thinking of many things that are happening in our life. Then we kind of relax a little bit and become aware of the thoughts and the emotions that are coming up. See if you can relax a little bit and allow them to be as they are, but try to be mindfully aware of it as it's happening, kind of as you might watch clouds in the sky. You don't get too emotionally involved or caught up in the clouds, but you simply watch them passing. See if you can disengage from them a little bit in this way and not get so emotionally involved with them. And in this way be more mindful. And you may find through this practice, if you're patient and you try to settle there with it and be mindfully aware, that they'll slowly dissipate. Kind of like tension in the body did as we were doing the body scan. That's a different tack you could try. So in order to stay with it, also, if you're experiencing a lot of thinking, I suspect you are, even though you didn't mention it in particular, but if you're noticing a lot of thinking, you can even make the thinking the focus of your mindfulness like you might with the breath or the body. And you can say softly to yourself, thinking, 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 to help you focus your mind on the thinking as a meditation object. And simply see if you can stay with it until it either goes away or until the mind kind of loses interest in it. And then you can come back to the main meditation object you were practicing with, such as the breath or sensations in the body. So these are some ideas. And again, of course, yes, metta meditation can be very good as well, especially if all the events in your life that you're finding overwhelming are kind of the way you're speaking of it, sounds like they're perhaps kind of negative. If they're bringing up negative emotions, then metta meditation can be helpful for this as well. May I be happy, may I be well, happy and peaceful, and see if you can ease into that, and see if you can use your mindfulness to stay kind of gently with that kind of a theme. All right. I hope that's helpful. Don't hesitate to write in more questions. We'll also be having monk chat coming up on Friday, which is a good opportunity for questions about meditation or about anything related to Buddhism in general. And Kim has written in, thank you, Bhante, in response to my answers to her questions about the constriction of the throat and breathing. She's making progress, just noticing it. Now that I mention it, she's aware that actually she's been making progress in noticing it, which is very good in and of itself. And so I think you may notice, Kim, I wonder if you'll notice over time that more developments in your mindfulness and in how the breathing progresses. All right, so why don't we bring this live stream to a close? We've run a little bit over time, actually. And we can bring it to a close by first raising our hands together, and we can rejoice in each other's practice by 3 times saying sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu. Very good, all right. And then, for all of us who would like to, we can pay respects to the triple gem. Going to bow to the Buddha image over my head. You all can do the same, or do so with the Buddha image that you have. Then we can bow 3 times to our parents and to our teachers. All right. Very nice to see everyone else also who typed in. I mentioned questions from Kim and Amaranta, and Jody typed in as well. And greetings from Joe Hammond. Very nice to see you as well. I hope your return home was safe and very pleasant, and you're doing well. And we have more live streams coming up, as I mentioned, Monk Chat on Friday night, but also the regular live streams on Thursday morning and evening, and Friday morning. And then the in-person teaching event here at the monastery from 6 to 7:30 on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, the different program with the Katina, as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream. If you'd like to come and make food offerings, you can. The meal proceedings start at 11, so arrive by about 10:30 or 10:45. And then the actual Katina ceremony will begin on the front lawn at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, going until probably about 2:30 or 3. And Bhante Sudasa will be there, I will be there, and Ayasoma, who has returned recently from Italy, just several days ago, and the newly ordained Bhante Wade as well. It's sure to be a wonderful time. And until next time, may you all be well, and may you continue to prosper in the Dhamma. Have a good night.